What's up, guys? It's Ramon from NyneBlockGaming&Collectibles coming at you with another review. Today we have the Obi-Wan Kenobi. And before I get into it, guys, if you enjoyed this video, when you're finished with it, please hit that thumbs up. And if you want to help me out, get notified as I release, please subscribe to the channel. Alright guys, now let's get into it. Our box images are standard box from the Star Wars collectible. On the back you have some pose pictures. Here you have the product image. Top says Star Wars. You get the gold little border that runs along. And that's about it for the outside of the box. Outside of your, normal Bandai stuff at the bottom. Pull them out. And what we have, adjust the lighting so it's not so bright. So you get two head sculpts, a hilt for a lightsaber, two lightsabers, a swinging and a steady, two droids. I can't remember his name to save my life from watching that series. My daughter loves him. You get a gun or a blaster, whatever you'd like to call it. Two trigger hands. Two lightsaber holding hands, another lightsaber holding hands, two fingers out, two force using hands, two fingers together, two okay hands, we're going to call them, and two fingers apart, out hands, and you also get two fisted hands. So the hand selection for this guy is amazing. And then in the back here you also get the cloak you can put over him. So let's get him out. I'm going to close it back up immediately. I'm going to pull that cloak off the back. That way I don't fling pieces of the figure across the room. Cloak's in a nice big package. It is wired. Let me double check that. Absolutely. See how it's holding poses? And then underneath the head you get plastic, which is odd. I'm assuming his beard is heavily painted and they wanted to prevent it from going onto the figure, but if you see there on the neck, there is some paint. Now, some disputes with the figure. The head sculpts are bad, and I am going to have to agree it's not a very good Obi-Wan. I think I might actually get a second hand custom done to replace this. But we can quickly go over articulation. Hair prevents the head from tilting up as though it should. Down, it works very well. The chin tucks to the chest. We got flexible plastic here, but arms still go out to a 90-degree. You have bicep swivel. Freely rotates 360 degrees. And it looks to be a double jointed peg, but you only get 90 degrees because of the bulkiness of the sleeves on the arms. There is a butterfly joint, but because of the soft plastic, it makes it difficult to move forward as though it should. You get ab crunch forward. Hardly anything back at all. Underneath the cloak, so you ain't gonna get very good kicks. That's as far as the leg goes without being restricted by the clothes. And backwards is only that far without being restricted. You could, lift it up and get some extra distance, but that's as far as it's moving without alteration. No, the joints are only single joints, so this goes right to a 90-degree angle. No boot cut. You have very little boot movement here because it hits both sides, front and back. Does get pivot, decent amount of pivot, and you get a toe hinge. But standing and slight poses are not a problem for Obi-Wan. Now I'd like to show you guys what the cloak looks like on as long as I can get it to go on. Seems like it's bulky enough that there shouldn't be issue. The hole's much wider than where the sleeve is. Was not an issue getting on. At all, and the wires enable it to pose decently and then tuck down at the chin, but it seems as though the hood is made way too big. See how high up that goes? And there isn't a wire here to get it posed correctly. It's pretty goofy looking for his cloak. Way too big. It is a very odd material choice too. It's decent. See-through. You can see light through it, so it's not very thick fabric. But yeah, it is way too. Is this how all of them? Do I have some type of defect? Like, what is the sense of the hood having that much headspace? That does not make any sense to me. You almost have to tuck the wires back. It just looks goofy all around. Look at that. Try to pull it down in the front. Maybe make it wider on the sides. That looks a little better, but again, it is way bigger than it should be, and uncertain as to why that's the case with this. Just too much fabric. Yeah, I don't foresee me using this cloak at all. It's bad. Which explains why this guy was on sale on so many Japanese sites. I think he was going for like 25 bucks at one point. Head sculpts are bad. Cloak's bad. Accessories are great. So let's check out the other head sculpt. So you can see the hairs more in front of the eyes. The beard's darker. No idea why that would be. And it has pain on the face, on the cheek here. Sorry for the knocking the camera around. So our droid, you get this one here. And here he is with the legs. I'm assuming those may come off. No, I think that's for Obi-Wan holding it. Just to show you, it does stand very easily. I can probably stand him on top of the plastic here without issue. So he stands up easy. The blaster has some added paint. You can see the handle is actually painted. And always scares me when they do that with these things. See how well it fits. Fits very, very easily in the holster. There isn't even a button to, you know, pin that in, so it just stays right like that. Now let's check them out with some lightsabers. Well, is Obi-Wan right or left-handed? Uncertain. We're gonna go ahead and put it on his right hand. Now, one of the figures I absolutely can't wait for from this TV series is the... So you get two sabers. I don't know if both can plug the blade into it. Cannot. Only one will be able to. One simply a empty saber. Or am I wrong? I was pulling at the wrong spot. Let's double check this. Make sure it doesn't enable you to dual wield sabers, which is cool. Nope. Wrong spot or not, that is not unplugging to have two sabers in action. So that pulls out right from here. And it is a shaped peg hole, so you have to snap it in right. And they don't make these sabers easy to get into the hands. There we go. So that's what he looks like with saber in hand. And that is your Obi-Wan, guys. Rating 6.5 out of 10. These head sculpts are atrocious. even the paint, like, look at the paint app. You can't really see it, but like he looks sunburnt in the face, like there's too much brown in the front and it goes to a white. The body is good. Single jointed elbows though, articulation could get better. This cape you saw was horrible. So 6.5 out of 10. And quickly go over, and I still have them boxed up, but if you would like to see the other Obi-Wans that I plan on reviewing shortly, that here is a much better head sculpt. So you can see the changes he made when he had to avoid Order 66, go into hiding. That drove him a little wacky if you watch the movies. But I mean, even this head sculpt isn't perfect, but I believe these look better. But you can see the amount of accessories you get. You get far more accessories with the new one. Here you get a green and blue lightsaber. You get both of his. But, alright guys, and again, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content from me as I release, please subscribe to the channel. Alright guys, see ya.